Oh, gosh, I know that's a bad... Oh. It's all right.
See, it's okay, it's okay.
It's all right, it's all right. I'm having a feel of Pepsi's bad leg. Yes, the atrophy is obvious, and there's something going on really bad in the wrist and foot area, and Pepsi doesn't like me touching it too much. So, when did this occur?
Well, I believe he was involved in a car accident at a really young age.
Right.
I believe the wound injuries were self-healed. The owners never took him to a vet.
Not really self-healed, are they? I mean, he's got contracture of all the ligaments and tendons, and he's got atrophy, a very small leg compared to this side because he's not been able to use it for so long. He's got a bad callus at the front. If it stays as a callus, at least that would be okay, but the bones are going to come through that callus. You can't keep walking on the front of the foot all the time and putting it down. I know he doesn't put it down often, but when he does, he's putting it down that way instead of that way. We'll get some x-rays today, and we'll see if we'll take him right through to the very end today or not. We'll just make a decision once we see the x-rays. Very good. You're gorgeous. You love me? Yes, I love you too. You do. You're gorgeous. It's been severe trauma to this foot, and no one's looked after it, and it's been long-standing now. So we've got to try and help this poor little dog get this foot into some form of function. I'm going to do a stress x-ray where I can push the foot right down and separate all the bones so we can see the individual bones and joints. I need to get a clearer view, work out which ones have been broken and have calloused up the wrong way. Ready? Oh my gosh, what are we looking at here? Oh my God. So the initial x-rays, with the foot just cramped in position on the plate, all those toes are bent right round. Some look dislocated as well. If you look on this next shot, you can see the contracture, and there's just bones from the toes all over the place. And that bone is ready to come through. It's nearly through there, nearly through the skin now. But when we lay the foot flat and put pressure on it and do a stress x-ray, everything goes in the line. So this is awesome. This is really, really good news. What we can do, Will, I can put this into a splint today. We can't make more skin, but Mother Nature will do it for us if we keep stretching it. And hopefully that'll be the end result, that he can put all his weight on the pads and on the foot. Then we might assess there may be some surgery in the future. I cannot promise you for sure. Will, if you're happy with that plan, that's how we'll proceed.
Oh, sounds great.
Our first job is get him to walk on these pads, but with a fair bit of work and an ounce of luck, we might get there. Just trying to get a splint that comes round there is going to be the hard thing. So putting so much pressure on this, the big fear is that you could break it, but I've got to stretch it beyond that elastic limit on that area. So we're just trying to protect the open sores and try and keep them as happy as possible, simply because the whole thing's going to be under pressure.
In between the toes as well?
Yep, if you can. What Anna's doing now is packing it with cotton wool to try and protect it and hold it into as much of a foot shape as we can, as a normal canine foot shape. Okay, let's wrap it.
Rob's hoping splinting will stretch the tendons and ligaments and help coax the wrist joint into a more normal position.
There you go. All done, baby boy. The risky part is that he could get pressure sores because you don't usually put a cast on with the tissues under pressure, and they're pushing against that. So I'll be amazed if he doesn't have some pressure sores. Okay, hey Will, here he is.
Oh, Pepsi.
I'll put him that way for you, it might be easier for him, that's it. So he's in a sling with his little cast put in there and bent the foot up. I put the sling in such a way that it's on his shoulders, not on his neck, and he'll be able to support him quite well and hold that leg up.
Pepsi will have to tolerate the sling for at least a month. If Rob's ambitious solution fails, he may have no option but to amputate the leg.
Okay. I'll let you go. He's gets heavy after a while.
Thank you for everything.
Pleasure. Good to see you. I'll get the door for you. All the best.
Thank you.
See you later on, Will.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Okay, scissors. My heart's in my throat because the big worry is just, you know, have we done more harm than good? It's always the worry.
In outer Sydney, rescue dog Pepsi has been in a corrective cast for 4 weeks, and it's time for Rob to see if there's any improvement in the angle of the young Samoyed's badly deformed leg.
In this case, there was no right way to put the cast on because the whole thing was so deformed, and we're trying to use the cast really to put pressure the other way. I don't know how that's going to go. We're about to find out. Last thing I want to see is like a dead foot with lots of pus and tissues of the dead, because that's going to then mean amputation of this limb. Now, the piece de resistance. Let's see what's under the bandage, AM. Okay, yuck. So we've got some pus there where that sore was. As soon as I lift the bandage, it's just green pus, you know, yellow-green pus. Oh no, the foot's gone necrotic, it's gone dead, and I'm not going to be able to save this foot. We achieved something. We've got some degree of mobility of that joint again, so that's good, but it's going to be a surgical case from here. We've just got to clean up some of this pressure sores that we've got, and then I think we're going to ankylose that with either a plate or some pins. I think we're going to get there. I can see some light now at the end of this tunnel. So because this is so deformed, I want to take some intraoperative x-rays. This is very deformed foot. I need to make sure that everything's in the right position when we put the pins in. So I'll have a nurse taking these radiographs as we operate, so we can keep checking to make sure the pins are placed in the right spot. Yep, all good.
And cut now?
Cut now, perfect. This is not a curative surgery, this is a salvage surgery, so we can salvage what we can and have this leg hopefully in enough position where the dog can use it as a bit of a splint when it's walking, a bit of support for the other good leg. Ooh, come on, a bit of purchase. A little bit of purchase. I don't want to take too big a piece, I don't want to damage the bone. Just got to get just enough.
In outer Sydney, Rob is starting surgery to try to correct rescue Samoyed Pepsi's shockingly deformed leg.
So we're starting at the humerus, it's the, your upper arm, and we're harvesting some special type of bone to try and use that inside the actual joint, the wrist joint, to stop the wrist joint from being a joint really. It's going to be solid mass, we hope, when it all heals in 6 to 8 weeks. We've got a nice little piece of bone there, and that just goes into some saline. We don't want it to dry out. Now we'll sew it up and then get to work. The real work begins. I just want to make Pepsi's life as happy as I possibly can for as long as possible. Yeah, that's what I'd like to end up with. Gosh, it's a big push to end up with that. So I need a pin through there, into there.
Pepsi's foot realignment will be in 2 stages. First, the harvested piece of bone will be inserted to make the ankle rigid. Then pins will be used to keep the toes in place.
So we're just making our way into that wrist joint itself, and that's where we'll put our bone harvest that we've got. Oh, I'm just curating or scraping, if you like. The joint is just falling apart. Bones here are very, very soft. The problem is it may release the pins. Now that's my biggest worry. The bones of the joint are so soft, they're allowing it to just fuse in quite easily. Hopefully it will work by helping to solidify and calcify this area up. All those little bones of the wrist will start healing together. It's stiff, but supportive. Yep, that will do us. Right now we're going to take our first intraoperative just to see where we're going to put the first pin.
Okay, let me go and check.
I'd love to get 3 pins in there. I don't know if I will. We'll certainly get 2. Okay, so that's good, perfect. That tells me where I want to go. Feels okay. Firstly, we'll see if this pin's in the right position. If it is, we'll cut and then reline one on the other side, coming across so they actually form across. And we'll think about putting one right down the middle as well. Probably will because of the softness of this bone. Give it as much support as we can. Okay, we're in the radius. Got it. I'll tell you what, I'm happy with the way this feels. It's nice and stiff, which is what we're trying to do. That's with 2 pins. If we can get a 3rd pin in, I'll be even happier. Can't be unhappy with that. That's good. So I've got the 3rd pin in. It's really stabilised that joint. As much as we can do for Pepsi at this stage. So now we'll sew it up, get out of here and get down to the toes.
After nearly 4 grueling hours, the surgery on Pepsi's leg is almost complete.
So yeah, pin number 4 now, it's in the toes. That toe is starting to straighten up, but this toe is even straighter. And these 2 look straight. So that's as happy as I can get at this stage. That is really good. Bit of relief that we've come to the end of a very long journey, very long journey. We're done. Oh. At the moment, life for Pepsi right now is going to be staying in the clinic for even possibly longer than I thought. Certainly a few weeks till the stitches are all out and I can see how things are starting to mend. I don't want any pressure on all those pins for a little while, and I can look after him easier in hospital than he can ever be looked at anywhere else at the moment. Good boy, you stay there and rest. Hey? I'll come back and check on you later.
Good boy, well done.
It's been a month since Rob operated to try to correct Pepsi's badly deformed leg.
He's using that well. So Will has brought Pepsi in today. We've taken the splint off and the bandage is now right off. That's it. Pepsi.
Good boy, look at him go.
Hello, darling. Good boy, yeah, good boy. The foot's slightly turned in still, but I'm pretty happy because it was right around. The foot was nearly facing his nose before, whereas now he's using it and hopefully he'll use more of the pad. What I'll do is put a protective sock on it, so that will help him, and see how he goes over the next couple of months.
Good boy.
Good boy, Pepsi.
And there's great news. Foster carer Will has fallen in love with the beautiful, gentle Samoyed and decided to adopt him.
We're talking about the possible 2nd surgery, looking like we're not going to need that. Some physiotherapy, sure. I'll just keep watching him and make sure he just progresses because he is such a beautiful soul, that dog.